okay? Long time?
Very much.
That's so long for you. Yeah, mate, all good? Yeah,
good. Right, so we're at PlayStation House ahead of the Champions League Final in Istanbul. I've got a great guest with me, Mr. Gareth Bale. Crouch is in the building as well. We're going to have a good chat. Take me back to your first one, and you're like in the hotel room, and it's your first one you're going into.
I actually was feeling fine. I think always the night before, I sleep like normal. I don't really think about it too much until around pre-matches when I kind of start to think about the game, to be honest. And then
Mountain of baked beans and toast, though, yeah?
Oh yes.
Remember that?
You're still doing that?
It's hard to get in Spain.
Right, I don't know what was in those beans, but I tried. It didn't work for me. I know that.
It was the extra butter. Yeah, it's hard to get beans on toast in Spain. But yeah, no, I never really thought about the game until around pre-match. I just never saw the point because you just end up getting more nervous and you don't sleep well. So yeah, but I remember obviously after pre-match then you start to feel the nerves, and the first one was very nerve-wracking. You're on the pitch, the adrenaline's going in the warm-up, and like it makes you feel tired straight away. As soon as you get on the pitch you feel exhausted just as soon as the whistle goes, but then 5 minutes gets out of the way, you get the ball, and then it's kind of you forget about anything else, and then you just kind of just focus on the game like you all know how to do.
Guys, let me ask you, right? Obviously, the final's got Inter Milan in the final. Yeah. When I think of Inter Milan, I think of you.
Oh yeah,
Which is incredible. But the hat trick in the San Siro, you know, the what you did to Maicon at White Hart Lane.
Yeah, and what tap in as well.
You did actually. Thank you. What?
You still haven't thanked me those 3 assists I gave you at San Siro.
I know, by the way.
What are your memories of that? Those games.
No, I think that for me, like when I look back, that was like the moment that I knew that I was able to compete at the highest level. I actually remember you saying on the bus before the first game that you played against Maicon for England against Brazil, and you were like, "Oh, this guy's ridiculous. He keeps running everyone," and it was just maybe like, "Oh, I'm going to show kind of that he's not," and it kind of actually lit something inside me. So thank you.
So there's an assist there somewhere.
So you got 4 now. There you go. So yeah, I basically those games made me like confident and know that I could kind of produce on the world stage as it was, or the biggest stage, and kind of give me that platform to go forward. Then I think
all those games you dominated the Champions League for us, around that particular time. As you played in more, I mean, I'm guessing you got more and more comfortable within the setting. This is, it's high pressure for City tomorrow, but it's their second one. Do you think that will help them, that they've kind of been here and had a bad experience, or do you think because they lost it will still almost haunt them and adds more pressure to their situation?
It depends on the individual's mindset. I think some people it will hinder them, some people will help them, some people have that kind of revenge, don't want to have that feeling of losing again, where others will have like, oh, what if we lose again, there's more pressure. So it kind of depends on the individual, how they're thinking and stuff. I was always the way of let's just go for it and see what we get out of it. If you don't put everything into it, you always kind of regret it after. So for City it is a lot of big pressure. This what they've wanted for so long. They've spent all this money, but if you put it on paper, they are probably the best team of the last 5 years, and just the way they play football. But football's not won by being beautiful and playing proper football. It's won by grinding out a result, and in the final it's always tense, it's always hard, and games aren't easy to win. It's about nicking a goal and defending, and they mainly say you win championships by defense. So it's going to be an interesting game.
You spoke about kind of like how to win these finals. What would the mindset of the group that you was with at Madrid like? Was there always like one particular person that would kind of like lead those kind of big chats before you went out for the games? Was it the manager that dominated those? Because you think about the names in that dressing room, you must have heard some, whether you understood it or not, I don't know, but you must have heard some inspirational kind of like speeches before those games that really fired you up. Who were the people that were leading it?
Yeah, no, I first of all, I understood pretty much everything. I know people say no, but no, Ramos was the big kind of key, I guess, the captain behind it. But just being at Madrid, it's that aura that you expect to win every game. Like even going into a final, even me just coming there new, I was just expecting to win. You have the pressure on you. You have all the people watching, the club's expectations, the fans, the media. But you just have that mindset that you're going to win. Obviously, you have great players around you, so it's even more confidence. But it's hard to explain. You just go in and you feel like you're a winner already. And it's like, I remember speaking to Adam Lallana after we beat Liverpool in the first game that we played them in the final, and he was like, some of them struggled to sleep and like they were nervous about it, and we were just like, it's kind of another game. We expect to win, we expect to beat you, even though you're playing better than us. We know how to grind out a result, especially in a final. So I think it's just the mentality of the club.
Yeah. And looking at the final tomorrow, we've touched on it with City and kind of how they're going to feel going into it. It's a final, so everyone has a chance. But I mean, if Inter can get anything, like, have you got, like, how, basically? You know, is there a way in your mind that you think this is the only way they can beat this City team?
Yeah, obviously I fully expect City to win, but I think if Inter are going to win, it'll just be like a defensive masterclass. Kind of, keeper needs to be on form, everyone needs to be blocking shots. Like, we've all been involved in those games where one team dominates and you nick a 1-0 and you're like, how have we done that? So it's kind of one of those, and you just hope it's your day. I think for Inter, there's no pressure on them and they just have to kind of stop Man City. That's kind of their game plan, I think.
Right, kind of slightly away from football. Retired?
Yeah.
How's life? Enjoying it?
Yeah.
Getting a bit smaller? It's good to see you, Geese.
Yeah,
nice.
got a little bit bigger.
No, a bit smaller.
Bigger than yours.
Let's just move on.
Bigger than mine.
Are you enjoying it though? Time with the family must be great. I mean, you've done everything there is to do in the game, Gaz, but you must be really enjoying a bit of time to yourself.
Yeah, no, I am. And just being with my kids a bit more, not travelling away constantly. Like, we've been skiing, we've been just enjoying time together, and I've been able to play a bit more golf. We've been living in LA for the last 6 months, so just enjoying life out there, and yeah, just actually not missing waking up and limping down the stairs every morning.
What are you playing off?
I'm off 2 at the moment.
Was that hole-in-one real?
Why is everyone
It
saying
felt
that?
staged to me.
It wasn't. Do you know what happened? I went to the Kingdom, TaylorMade Kingdom in the morning. I was hitting it very nice. Got fitted for some new clubs, and I was like, this is a good day. I said to my friend, just film every par 3. And literally was the first shot, the first par 3, I was like, this is not a hole-in-one pin. And I hit it perfect, bounced, and just literally rolled straight in.
Crouch, have you seen it?
I've seen it, yeah, but it's a long way.
It was the commentary that done
Yeah,
me.
the commentary.
His mates on the camera going, oh, it's about time he had a hole-in-one. And then Gaz goes,
Staged it.
oh, it's in the hole.
I've heard a few stage comments, but you can see by my reaction.
Yeah.
But we were playing with 2 random people because they have to fill a 4-ball every time because it's a public course. So, yeah, you can ask them if you can find them.
On another thing, kind of back to the football, we're in this era, aren't we, where Messi's now gone into Miami, which I want to ask you about with the MLS.
Yeah.
Benzema's now left. There's a lot of these, great footballers. It feels like there's a changing of the guard kind of happening. Who are the players you think, can kind of like take that mantle and kind of go, you know what, we're going to take football to that next level?
I think the obvious one is Mbappe. I think for what he's doing now at his age, I think I read before that he's on more goals than Ronaldo and Messi at kind of his stage that they were at their stage. So I guess if he continues to improve, he will be the kind of next superstar that people will follow. Haaland's obviously on fire. He's done well at all the clubs he's been at. So yeah, there's obviously more talent will go through as well. I think in the Premier League, Rashford's coming through, Grealish, Foden. Yeah, there's a lot of good players coming through, and yeah, it's the same in any sport. There's always a transition period, and people will just naturally take over.
Can I just ask, obviously with Messi going to the MLS, what was your experiences out there and what could he expect? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's a lot more chilled. Like, if you lose at Madrid, it's like the world's ended. You crucified, you feel down, you go home, you're not happy. As where they kind of accept losing a bit more, and I think there's no consequence to, you can't get relegated, you can't, you just lose a game, you go to the next one. They kind of accept losing a lot better over there, and they know how to lose, but they also, every win, they celebrate like you've won a championship. So you'll definitely enjoy it. The travel's difficult, like just away games like 4 or 5 hours. If you go and play in Texas, bring a breathing mask, basically. But yeah, the things that you don't see is like the humidity, the travel. They do have a big effect, and especially when you're playing so many games. So, but he'll enjoy it. He'll be great for America, great for the MLS, and obviously with the World Cup being there in 3 years' time, it will grow the game even bigger.
I'm just going to chuck a name in there, Crouch. You catch that? Because I was speaking to Will Ferrell when he came on one of the shows I do, and he was absolutely devastated that you weren't going to continue your time. But you and him got a little bond
Yeah.
whilst you were there. I bet that was an interesting part of the dynamic. Just I don't know,
Yeah.
mixing with. And you're not massively talkative, are you guys, in terms of like going out and
No, I'm not,
socialising with people that are not your friends?
Yeah.
So
basically,
did you go and meet any of the stars or?
No, not really. I was actually supposed to go to a basketball game with him, but I couldn't go at the time. I had my daughter's birthday party, but
That's more important.
it was. See. But no, I had a good time. We share the same birthday, so it was a bit funny. So we were sending each other videos on the plane and stuff. So no, it was good fun. Like it's LA, it's a bit Hollywood. It was fun to meet kind of people in similar situations in terms of the fame, and the regular people, and had a laugh.
Love it.
One last thing from me, like when I book a tea time next time, are you going to turn up?
Did he bin you?
It's been first time
that's
I've
out of order.
I seen him cut.
Did he get that one again?
You know what? It's like
He's getting ready on it.
like his level's like 2 above me or something. You know what I mean?
We'll get a free ball going.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go. Yeah, we need to play.
What course?
Yeah, you're local.
Yeah,
we'll do that one.
yeah, we'll
Get it on.
Okay.
Anyway, big game tomorrow night. Man City, big chance to win their first Champions League. So catch it all on BT Sport.